everybody. Mike Dukes here. Been out a couple of weeks. That weather, man, and the van just would not start. I'm here with Bree, and we have a giant. Although his name is Bear, that's kind of a giant kind of thing. My first thought, as soon as I got close to him, I think his head is larger than mine. But he's pretty cool. He's got this nifty hair thing going on. It's like kind of long, and then it gets like just beneath his shoulder blades, and it goes back to just short hair. It's he's neat. What do we know about Bear?
Bear is a giant schnauzer mix. He's just at about almost 2 years old. He's a year and 10 months. He's a super sweet guy. When you first meet him, some people ask, is he all right? Because he kind of just looks at you like, who are you? He's just such a sensitive guy that until you know him, he's kind of just like an Eeyore type of dog. He's like, oh, hi. But then once you get to know him, he's like, oh, hi, I'm Bear. I'd like to meet you. But he's super great with other dogs. We have some videos on our Facebook of him playing with the dogs we have here. And he also lived with cats before. But he is a super, super sweet guy. He's already neutered, so he'd be able to go home same day. But he'd be 120. That includes his microchipping, all of his shots up to date, and a free wellness exam from the vet. But if you get this guy, you've got a good dog here, because he is a super cuddler. His previous owner said his favorite spot was in the bed, so hopefully you have a large bed. But he definitely, obviously, because of his size, he does need to be in a home. We won't send him to an apartment or anything that is, small in size. He needs somewhere with a yard and somewhere to run, and to be able to get off that energy. But other than that, really, he's tested well with just about everything. So if you had a dog, another dog, and you want to see how they did, you can bring him in and meet. But other than that, he's just looking for his place to go. He's all ready. He's just enjoying camp while he's here.
And you said he's around 2 years old?
Yeah, just almost 2 years old. So he's still pretty young. I don't think he's going to get any bigger. I would hope not. But you never know. He was a little bit smaller before he had got adopted, before he was returned. So he has grown a bit, but I think he's probably just about done growing, which is good because he's really large. But for being as big as he is, he really is not that bad on leash. So he needs just a couple things. He pulls sometimes, but it's not nearly as bad as you would expect for his size. Leash training is definitely something that would be pretty easy to just finish up for him. But he is house trained, and he's actually, and this could change in a home as well, but he doesn't really bark much since he's been here. And we had him up in our front office for a little bit too, and he doesn't really make many sounds. But when he does play, he doesn't get the concept that sometimes he's large. So he does jump on you, and he's knocked me down a couple times, and then he kind of looks at you like, oh man, I'm sorry. But so it's little things like that. He doesn't know his size, so he might knock you down. But other than that, like I said, we haven't had a single problem with him. He has been a great guy. He's just a sensitive guy.
And it's pretty amazing because in general, 3 years old is where you consider a dog to be an adult. So being 2, he's very just calm and good-natured. I mean, he loves to play. We got him, had a toy in here and kind of moved it around, and that got him jumping ready to play. But like she said, he didn't bark. And then he immediately just stood back up, and when we pulled the toy away, it's like, okay, we're not going to play anymore. For a dog, it's like the ultimate combination. Lap dog, big protector. So you'd have a big dog to protect your lap. See? And if he's used to being, if his favorite spot's in the bed, yeah, you might want to get a king size.
Yeah.
Just putting that out there.
So I could totally see him being the dog to get in the bed and then just taking his legs and just spreading them all out. He'd love it. But he'd definitely like it better than his kennel now, because of course with his size, any kennel that we have for him just still looks just tiny compared to him. So it's just like we feel terrible. It doesn't matter what we put him in, he still looks huge compared to everything. But he's a sweet guy. He doesn't really, like I said, most people come in, they think and he was, when he first came back, he was really upset and a little, depressed, but he's gotten a lot better. But that look on his face, that really is just his face. Sometimes, like, he just has this look on his face of, like I said, like an Eeyore face. But sometimes when you just randomly, toys, treats, he'll perk up and start running around. And once he gets opened up to people, he is an amazing, amazing dog. Aren't you, Bear? What are you doing? Oh, don't.
You can't eat the microphone. You can't eat the mic. It's not ice cream.
I said, okay.
So if you're like me and you're and you're a big dog person, but you're thinking, man, I don't want something that's going to be running all over and destroying all my stuff, I think Bear's the one for you. He's got the size, but he's like the literal definition of the gentle giant. Give him a couple of toys, he'll be happy as can be. And if you've got other animals, he'll be great with them. I understand he's kind of got himself a little girlfriend dog here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's flirted his way into the arms of another here. We have our play groups, and they had him out, and they got one of the other females out that we've had for a while. And man, did they just connect instantly. And every time they've gone out since, it's like these two just keep like magnets. They keep finding each other, and they run around, and oh, thank you, buddy. And they just have a great time, the two of them. And they actually, one of the girls that does the play group, she got a picture. I don't know if it's one that's on our Facebook, but they had both play bowed at the same time and then just started kissing each other. Just giving little kisses. And it's funny because this female is like half his size, and she's not even like phased at all by him. She runs, and he's usually the one chasing her. But yeah, they are something else. He just loves his dog friends, that's for sure. And he is the biggest one out there, so it's funny because he wouldn't dream of hurting any of them. But when they first meet him, they're like, oh, whoa, you're big. And he's just like, hey, I'm just here to play. I wouldn't hurt you. But did you hear that?
So by all means, if you're in the market for a gentle giant family member, you need to come and meet Bear. Regardless, you need to come and meet this guy. He's awesome. So the weather's gotten a little nicer. It's a little warmer. The snow's all gone. Perfect time. Come to the Kokomo Humane Society. Come to the front desk and say, I want to meet Bear. This guy is awesome.
Yeah, and I can just say from personal experience, like I had said earlier, he's a fun time to play with. It gets a little wild when he forgets his size, but he is really just a grand time to play with. And I mean, you're definitely going to have a ball, let alone if this dog was, like if I lived with this dog, I can't imagine. I'd probably never do anything else because he's so fun. Just the expressions he makes on his face and the fact that he doesn't really know his size. Sometimes he does goofy things with his body. And so like sometimes he just doesn't, he's just a good time. He's just uncoordinated sometimes, and it turns out to be a really fun time for everyone. Hey, what are you doing?
So see, put away the Xbox, put away the PlayStation. You've got Bear. Fun for all ages.
Oh yeah, he'd be a great family dog to run around with the kids and go on trips and, oh yeah. He just needs some friends to run around with and be his best friend.
So that could be you. So get on down to the Kokomo Humane Society, tell them you want to meet Bear. And if the big dog's not your thing, we've got dogs of all sizes. We've got cats, kittens, we've got rabbits. We've got a little bit of everything. So come to the Kokomo Humane Society, meet all our furry friends, and maybe you'll end up adopting someone and have a new furry family member. See you next week.